television. From the campus of Wake Tech, get your crania in gear. It's time to play Brain Game.
Welcome to the Brain Game Playoffs. The road to the championship is set. Competing today are Lee Early College and Pinecrest High School. All right. High fives for everybody. There's some Lee County high fives. Very good. Mover, get some. Yeah, no, nice job. All right. Those are good high fives there. Very thorough. All right. Hello and welcome to Brain Game, everyone. I'm your host, Mark Roberts. Thank you so much for joining us here at Wake Tech Scott, Northern Wake campus. Let's meet these players and get things started. How about? All right. First up, representing Moore County from Pinecrest High School in Southern Pines, we have Rowan, Judy, and James. That is Pinecrest High School, everybody. And our upset specialist from Lee Early College in Sanford, we have Maggie, Josh, and Amaria. That is Lee Early College, everyone. All right. Remember, in Brain Game, each team gets first crack at 3 questions in each category. Get it right, we give you 20. Get it wrong, we take 20 away. If a team can't answer a question, they can pass, so the other team should always be ready with a response. We're always standing by in Brain Game. All right, let's get this Brain Game playoff matchup underway. In today's pop-up culture, we're testing our players' knowledge of numbers associated with foods. Each question will be a description of a food or beverage. You can earn points by identifying the number that is associated with it. So, let's begin pop-up culture food numbers with Pinecrest. Bib label lithiated lemon lime soda is today named with what number? It's also the atomic number of lithium, an early ingredient, rounded up. There's a lot of clues in there.
Our team's answer is 7.
That is correct. Yes, 7 up. You got it there. Okay. This is question 2 in food numbers for Pinecrest. In Paradise, this steak sauce is on cheeseburgers. What number, supposedly the number of products this ketchup maker sells, is on the bottle?
Our team's answer is 1.
That is incorrect. Lee Early College, you want to try?
The Federal Maria.
All right.
57.
57 is the number we seek there. All right, now back with Pinecrest. This salad dressing's name comes from a region between the U.S. and Canada. It's made with mayonnaise, ketchup, pickles, and other ingredients. What is it?
Our team's answer is pass.
Goes over to Lee Early College.
Our team's answer is Thousand Island.
That is right. Okay, let's do numbers associated with foods with Lee Early College. This is the number of vegetables that make up this juice. Its red color originally came from tomatoes. The juice shares its name with a big engine design.
Our team's answer is V8.
That is right. Question 2 for Lee Early College in pop-up culture. This prime number refers to the distinct flavors in Dr. Pepper. What is this number emblazoned on the can?
Our team's answer is pass.
Over to Pinecrest.
Our team's answer is pass.
I see they're not drinking unhealthy soft drinks. 23 is the answer. All right, last pop-up culture for Lee Early College, supposedly named by King George IV. What alphanumeric steak sauce comes in a distinctive red, white, and blue bottle?
The Federal Maggie.
A1.
There's where A1 comes in. That is correct. A1, not the same as AI. Let's now turn to current events, shall we? In our next category, headliners, you'll work together to answer questions about recent local, national, and global news items. Each team begins with a visual clue, so ears open and eyes on the screen, players. We kick off headliners with Pinecrest. He denied that war plans were shared on a signal chat that included a reporter from The Atlantic. Who is this U.S. Secretary of Defense?
Our team's answer is Pete Hegseth.
That is correct. Question 2 in headliners for Pinecrest. In late March, a 7.7 magnitude earthquake caused a 30-story building under construction to collapse in what Southeast Asian city? Anything Pinecrest?
Our team's answer is pass.
Over to Lee Early College.
Our team's answer is Bangkok.
Bangkok is the correct place. And last headliners for Pinecrest. Utah was the first state to ban municipalities from adding what ion to public drinking water?
Our Our team's answer is fluoride.
Fluoride is right. Now we're doing headliners with Lee Early College. Who won the Oscar for Best Actress at this year's Academy Awards?
Defer to Maggie.
Mikey Madison.
That is right. Good deferral. All right, sticking with Lee Early College for question 2. Mississippi became the 10th state to do away with what kind of tax?
Just pass.
Over to Pinecrest.
Our team's answer is property.
That is incorrect. The earned income tax or income tax would have worked there. Let's come back to headliners one more time to Lee Early College. What nation won the inaugural NHL Four Nations face-off? That was a lot of fun.
Our team's answer is pass.
Over to Pinecrest.
Our team's answer is pass.
That was Canada. Canada took the U.S. in that one. In Canada, the border with the U.S. is nearly 8,900 kilometers, so you need to drive more than 5,500 miles to get across America, which is our next category on Brain Game. Players today were asking places named for foreign locations. Just one homegrown example would be Windsor, North Carolina, is named after Windsor, England. So let's begin places named for foreign locations with Pinecrest. In Louisiana, the mention of this African country would not spur images of Luanda, but the Louisiana State Penitentiary.
Our team's answer is pass.
Over to Lee Early College.
Our team's answer is pass.
Angola, the answer we were looking for. All right, this is question 2 and across America for Pinecrest. What neighborhood in Manhattan that saw an African-American renaissance in the 1920s and 30s was named for the Dutch hometown of Franz Hals?
Our team's answer is Harlem.
Harlem is right. And last across America for Pinecrest, what city in Florida is named for the capital of the Australian state of Victoria because its first postmaster had emigrated from there? Need something.
Our team's answer is pass.
Over to Lee Early College.
Our team's answer is Melbourne.
Melbourne, mate. Yeah, you're correct there. All right. Now let's do Across America with Lee Early College. What city in Illinois was named after a city in Egypt because the confluence of the Ohio and Mississippi rivers reminded people of the Nile?
Our team's answer is Alexandria.
That is incorrect. Pinecrest, you want to try?
Our team's answer is Cairo.
Cairo is the right answer. Now, back to Lee Early College. The hometowns of the University of Ohio and the University of Georgia are both named after what ancient city?
Our team's answer is Athens.
Athens is right. And last across America for Lee Early College. What city in Michigan takes its Dutch heritage so seriously that it's home to the longest running tulip festival in the country?
Our team's answer is pass.
Over to Pinecrest.
Our team's answer is pass.
Holland, the land of the tulip. Holland is the correct answer. All right, players, we have hit our first break now, and we've got more points up for grabs with word power and arts and literature. Brain Game will be right back, everyone.
In keeping with the FCC regulations regarding children's television programming, WRAL's Children's Programming Report documenting our compliance is available for viewing in the station's online public file, located on the FCC's website at stations.fcc.gov. The Children's Television Programming Report is also available for public viewing during our normal business hours, Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. WRAL TV is located at 2619 Western Boulevard in Raleigh.
Welcome back to Brain Game, everyone. After that first round of play, we have Pinecrest on the board with 60 points, and Lee Early College is in there with 140. It's time to find out how well our players can do filling in the blanks. In today's Word Power, we're asking questions about words ending with OPE. That's O-P-E. Yeah, you know me, so be sure to listen carefully to the clue and earn points by telling me the correct word that ends with OPE. And we're starting words ending with OPE, Word Power with Pinecrest. This 5-letter word is the mathematical ratio of rise to run of a line. You might ski down one.
Our team's answer is slope.
Slope is correct. Question 2 in Word Power for Pinecrest. A gazelle, an impala, and a dik-dik are all species of what type of ungulate?
Our team's answer is antelope.
Antelope is right. And last word power for Pinecrest. Named after the muse of epic poetry, this 8-letter word is a steam organ associated with riverboats and the circus.
Our team's answer is pass.
That goes over to Lee Early College.
Our team's answer is pass.
Calliope was the answer we were looking for. All right, now we're doing word power, words that end with ope with Lee Early College. This is a 7-letter word that is a variation in the number of neutrons, but not the protons of an element.
Our team's answer is isotope.
That's right. Question 2 in word power for Lee Early College. The most common spelling contains a U. What fruit is sometimes called a muskmelon?
Defer to Maggie.
Cantaloupe.
Cantaloupe is correct. And last word power for Lee Early College. This 7-letter word is a technical term for fainting. In language, it's the loss of a sound in the interior of a word.
Our team's answer is pass.
Over to Pinecrest.
Our team's answer is pass.
Syncope is the answer we were looking for. All right, we are on now to arts and literature players. Anything you've learned about paintings, music, literature, theater, and more could appear in this category. You'll want to work together, figuring out an answer. Each team begins with a visual clue. And let's start arts and lit with Pinecrest. This Hans Holbein portrait is one of several copies, as the original was lost in a fire in 1698. Who is this monarch with a monogamy problem?
King Henry VIII.
That's right. He had a monogamy. You are correct. Yes. Question 2 for Pinecrest in Arts and Lit. Offenbach wrote an opera parody of the story of a Greek musician who tried to rescue his wife from Hades. Who is this character?
Our team's answer is Orpheus.
Orpheus is right. And last Arts and Lit for Pinecrest. Aunt Polly is the mother figure in what novel? She doesn't put the title character down as arrogant. She likes Huck, too.
Our team's answer is Tom Sawyer.
That is right. Good Arts and Lit there for Pinecrest. All right, we're doing Arts and Lit now with Lee Early College. The 4 last things in the title are in the corners, but the title septet is in the middle. What includes sloth, gluttony, and pride?
Our team's answer is 7 deadly sins.
That's right. Question 2 in Arts and Lit for Lee Early College. A mother and her child. Together their names name the animal they are. Who is this pair of Winnie the Pooh characters?
Our team's answer is pass.
That goes over to Pinecrest.
Our team's answer is Kang and Drew.
That is incorrect. Kanga and Roo. Correct, judges? Then we got that. Okay. All right. Now, last question for Lee Early College in Arts and Lit. Mozart's most famous opera is about a player with this name. Demons drag him to hell at the end of the opera.
Our team's answer is pass.
That goes over to Pinecrest.
Our team's answer is Figaro.
That is incorrect. Don Giovanni is the answer we were looking for. All right, players, we have made it to our next break, and it's a big one, because when we come back, it's name game, crunching numbers, and rocket science. Brain Game will be right back, everyone. Welcome back to Brain Game, everyone. After that second round of play, we have Pinecrest on the board with 120, and Lee Early College is in there at 200. And we have some substitutes that have come into the game for us. Let's welcome them. First of all, for Pinecrest, we have Evie in the game now. There's Evie. Give us a wave, Evie, if you would. There he is. All right. And coming into the game for Lee Early College is Sean, also down on the end. There's Sean. All right. All right, let's get back to the questions now. Name game will be a little different today because all of the answers kind of sound alike. So you can use other answers as hints, but make sure you pronounce each answer correctly. And remember, you can defer to a teammate to give the answer. All right, we're starting name game. All these names sound alike with Pinecrest. It's a soft almond and egg white cookie, usually made with coconut. Sounds good now.
Our team's answer is Madeline.
That is incorrect. Lee Early College.
Macaroon.
Defer to Maggie.
Macaroon.
See, that's the way to defer. Macaroon. You're correct. All right. Question 2 in name game for Pinecrest. What financier has been president of France since 2017?
Our team's answer is President Macron.
That's correct. And last name game for Pinecrest, rapper French Montana, actor Jean Reno, and King Mohammed VI are all these North African people from the country whose capital is Rabat.
Our team's answer is Morocco.
That is incorrect. Lee Early College.
No. Our team's answer is pass.
We were looking for the people from the country, Moroccan. Moroccan was the answer the judges were looking for there. All right, let's do name game. All these names sound alike with Lee Early College. Often confused with a soft coconut cookie, what French confections are made from egg white and filled with ganache?
Defer to Maggie.
Macaron.
That is correct. Macaron. Yeah, you got it right, Maggie. That's correct. All right. Second question in name game for Lee Early College. They are not always elbow-shaped, but are little tubes. What is this pasta namesake of a feather in Yankee Doodle's cap?
Macaroon.
Our team's answer is macaroni.
Yes, macaroni is right. And last name game for Lee Early College. What mambo-playing Italian won a Nobel in physics and is credited with the invention of wireless radio?
I shouldn't have laughed. Our team's answer is pass.
Over to Pinecrest.
Our team's answer is pass.
That is Guglielmo Marconi, the classic gentleman there. All right. Players, have your pencils and scratch paper at the ready. It's time now for crunching numbers. You now have twice as much time to answer your questions. If you're still stumped, you can always pass to the other team, so everyone should be working toward an answer. We begin this round crunching numbers with Pinecrest. In terms of pi, what is the circumference of the circle in the diagram? Need something, Pinecrest? Anything?
Defer to Evie.
All right.
Our team's answer is 50 pi.
That is correct. Good deferral. All right. Question 2 in crunching numbers for Pinecrest. Calculate the value of 1 plus the square root of 3 squared plus 1 minus the square root of 3 squared. Need something, Pinecrest?
Our team's answer is pass.
Over to Lee Early College.
Defer to Sean.
All right.
Our team's answer is 8.
Good deferral. Sean is right. 8 is correct. All right. There's crunching numbers question 3 for Pinecrest. What is the difference in the maximum value and minimum value of the function y equals 7 cosine x plus 2?
Our team's answer is 14.
That is right. Now we're crunching numerically with Lee Early College. If the vertex of a parabola is located at 6, 8 and one x-intercept at -1, 0, where is the other x-intercept?
Our team's answer is pass.
Over to Pinecrest.
Our team's answer is 13.
That is correct. Question 2 in crunching numbers for Lee Early College. Given that the square root of 3 plus the square root of 12 equals the square root of x, what integer value does x represent?
Defer to Sean.
All right.
Our team's answer is 27.
An excellent deferral. 27 is right. Now, one more crunching numbers for Lee Early College. If a student divides both sides of the equation shown by x plus 2 to make x equals 6, what solution is missing?
Our team's answer is x equals -2.
That is correct, and way to slide it in there. All right, very good. We have made it through crunching numbers. Great job on both teams' part on that. Now we're blasting off with rocket science. Only 6 questions remain before the final round, and one of these teams will advance in the playoffs. We start with a visual clue. Here we go with rocket science for Pinecrest. This water-soluble compound found in citrus fruits is named for its ability to combat scurvy. What vitamin's technical name is ascorbic acid?
Our team's answer is vitamin C.
Correct. Question 2 in rocket science for Pinecrest. What arthropods have pedal palps, simple eyes, and only 2 body sections, in addition to producing silk?
Our team's answer is silkworms.
That is incorrect. Lee Early College, you want to try that?
Our team's answer is pass.
We're looking for spiders on that one. And last rocket science for Pinecrest. Phlogiston was a substance thought to be produced by combustion. This theory was abandoned after the identification of what element?
Our team's answer is pass.
Over to Lee Early College.
Our team's answer is pass.
We are phlogiston towards some oxygen there. Oxygen is the answer. All right. This is rocket science for Lee Early College. Suspend or blow a gas into a liquid, and it can form what stable mixture shown here?
Our team's answer is pass.
To Pinecrest, if you would like.
Our team's answer is bubble.
Foam is the answer that we were looking for to that question, foam. All right, this is question 2 in rocket science for Lee Early College. This substance can be hot, cold, or fuzzy, and supposedly makes up 27% of matter in the universe without interacting with light. What is it?
Defer to Maggie.
Our team's answer is pass.
Good pass. Over to Pinecrest, okay.
Our team's answer is dark matter.
That is correct. Now, back to Lee Early College for their last rocket science experience. They're both temporary and short range. What are these intermolecular forces created by spontaneous dipoles? We'll accept either as a correct answer.
Our team's answer is electromagnetic force.
That is incorrect. Pinecrest, you want to try?
Our team's answer is pass.
London or dispersion forces would have worked for that. All right. Great job, players. Now we're down to globetrotting, where today we're testing your knowledge of North American cultural geography. We'll have the final question when Brain Game returns, everyone.
You're watching WRAL.
Welcome back to Brain Game, everyone. We hope you're playing along on your TV or your favorite device. If you want more information about the smartest 30 minutes on television, go to WRAL.com and type in the search words Brain Game for the season schedule, final scores, and to watch past episodes. Our regular round of play ended with Pinecrest on the board at 160 and Lee Early College with 300. Up to 200 points are now on the table, and it all comes down to our game's final question. Each team determined how much to risk on globetrotting during the commercial break. Teams, here is your final question. What Mexican state lends its name to a Dodge SUV and the 33rd largest municipality in Colorado? Stay tuned. The final answer and the final score when Brain Game returns, everyone. Welcome back to Brain Game, everyone. The teams are locked in with their answers to today's final question, which is, what Mexican state lends its name to a Dodge SUV and the 33rd largest municipality in Colorado? Let's go to our teams. Pinecrest, please tell us your answer.
Our team's answer was Monterey.
That was incorrect. You risked 160 points. That brings your game total to 0. Let's go over to Lee Early College. Please tell us your answer.
Our team's answer is Sierra.
That was also incorrect. The correct answer is Durango. but Lee Early College risked 32 points. That brings their game total to 268. So with that score of 268, Lee Early College is today's Brain Game winner, everybody. All right.
I recognize the card now.
Congratulations to Lee Early College. Please join us next week when East Chapel Hill takes on Raleigh Charter High School. Thank you for watching Brain Game, everyone. The smartest 30 minutes on TV.